Welcome back to Let's Talk Racing Mile. I'm your host, Harrison Paul, and today we are going to discuss more danger amongst our brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters within Ireland. We of course spoke last time about young Benga, who found himself in a situation where his life was being threatened. He was acting like a 15-year-old would, any boisterous 15-year-old messing and having fun, not bringing real harm on anybody, and he found himself receiving death threats and being demonized, and pure adultification, and people now considering him to be an adult just because he is tall and he is big of stature. His life has been threatened, and we have had to call the police. The police are now watching him and dealing with his situation and keeping an eye on him. Along with that, we find ourselves also looking at another situation where two asylum seekers who are called Black Monkeys within Dublin were assaulted, and the guy that are actually right now looking to investigate this situation. And lastly, I'm going to bring up another one. This situation is a brother who was very unfortunate. It's actually put me really in a very somber space at the moment. I'm going to play the tape so you can see what this young brother went through, and then we can discuss it. He's also written a post along with this and let us know what he's currently going through, not only with the Irish people, the public, but also with the law enforcement.
We'll see you on these streets again, Paul. Promise you that. Promise you that. We don't give a shit about the car though either.
Look what's going on here.
Give me my phone.
Yeah, the guards actually helped me. These actually helped me.
Give me this fella here was following a little pregnant woman. One of them pregnant girls there. And them two there, yeah.
You're a rapist. You're a rapist. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Give my phone. He hasn't got any phone. You need to be arrested, that man.
You can be Jumbo.
Aaron, go.
No, we're doing man. He was actually in the wrong. Starship, you send a few boys with the Starship and he gets out here. Just get my phone.
Your phone. No one has your phone, you little rapist. We'll see you on these streets again, Paul. Promise you that. Promise you that. We don't give a shit about the car though either.
Oh my goodness. I'm also going to play for you, read to you what he'd written. I'm writing this from a very sad place. I was ambushed by two guys along O'Connell Street, Dublin city centre, on the 9th of October 2023. They beat me up and took my phone. I was struggling with one of the accomplices when the police arrived. According to them, I was aggressively holding the guy, and that made me a suspect. However, I was bleeding from all over my face and was asking for my phone. The police took me to their station, and after investigations found nothing incriminating about me. Hence, they discharged me in the middle of the night, around 3 a.m., with the verdict that they misinterpreted the situation. For some context, I was invited to Dublin as a speaker for an annual conference last month. I have a valid visiting visa until early December. I decided to stay back and explore some potential career prospects here. So we're talking about the unvetted, right? In other words, I don't know my way around the city that much. I use Google Maps to navigate around and Apple Pay to purchase things. So without my phone, I can't even buy food to eat or move around. Yet the police asked me to go home at 3 a.m. after I had explained all of this to them. I asked them to help me trace my phone, and they said it was not in their place to look for stolen phones. They said it was not their place to look for stolen phones. I went back to their station today, 11th of October, to complain about the stress the incident is causing me and that they need to investigate the case properly. They told me the officers who had arrested me won't be around until Sunday, 15th October. That I should come back by Sunday. I see this as a delay tactic. This situation is a gross injustice, racism, and abuse of fundamental human rights. As if that was not enough, I am seeing videos online from the incident tagging me with all manner of names. That is gross defamation of my character. All this could have been avoided if the Irish police carried out an objective assessment of the situation when they arrived. They saw I was bleeding and my phone had been stolen, yet they let the accomplice go without any question. I am not a criminal. I will not let myself be treated as one. I demand justice, compensation for all the damages this incident has caused me from the Irish police. If you know I have imparted on you in any way on this platform, kindly share this until it gets to the right authorities. Thank you. This is where we are, brothers and sisters. This is where we have arrived at. The only thing I keep thinking in my mind during this time is that I do not want to know anybody who does not think about race. I am just so frustrated about I'm just keep thinking about the phrase, I don't think about race. I don't think about that stuff. I just get out of my, I'm so frustrated with the selfishness of anybody who does not understand that we now have to revolutionize Black Irish culture. It can no longer be taboo for us to be people who have a revolution within Ireland. It can no longer be taboo. And I am seeing docile behavior, docile characters from Africans. I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked. I will never get upset with racist people. Honestly, I'm not. I expect that. I understand that. I think it is high time us as Black Irish people have a movement that is not anything that is itching ears to the white power structures. I am sick to my neck. I am sick of any movement within Ireland that is a moderate movement. We have now entered into a new phase. We have now entered into a new phase. A more dangerous phase. Let me not underestimate what people have gone through in Ireland within the 90s. There were definitely hard times then. But I think we had a period. We had a gentle period where people felt as though because we had dusted things under the rug, because racism had become manageable, because you knew what was coming at you before it hit you, so you became a little bit more tolerant of it. We adopted in many ways a mentality as if the job was done. As if what our greats had died for and fought for was a done job. I am so frustrated with the idea, and as I look across Black Irish, I don't even know whether to feel upset with our Black Irish, population that we are so programmed. I don't know whether to feel pity with the fact that we are so programmed not to fight our case with strength, or that upset with us because we would much rather hang on to the positions we have within jobs. Hang on to where we have successfully, if you want to call it successfully, assimilated into society. And now we feel as if though I wouldn't want to disrupt that too much. I was speaking to a brother today, and I'm dealing with a case at the moment. It's a young brother who I'm dealing with. He's in school. He's being ill-treated. So we kind of looked to someone for consultation, and we had a chat with a great man. And one of the things he said to me, and he's been doing this for quite some time, one of the things he said to us was, listen, you can go to the Board of Education and you can deal with the situation. And if they don't allow you to do so, if they do not handle the situation as they should handle the situation, you've got to go to the media. You have got to go to the media. What does that tell us, brothers and sisters? That really in this time, our power comes from how much we are willing to allow. How much we are willing to allow. How much we are willing to say this is acceptable acceptable and that is not acceptable. What I'm trying to say is the reason I spend so much time educating people on the history of Ireland's involvement in imperialism, on neocolonialism, and even more so now, I'm going to try and push the message of how much work we put in this country. Look at his brother, actually. He came here with a purpose. He didn't come as an asylum seeker. He came here bringing positivity, benefit to the economy for Ireland. But he was still ill-treated. And one of the things that upsets me the most is what Africans are not seeming to understand. Is that when we allow for these people to have a form of an ally, you must understand, a form of an ally, what does that mean? Oh, it's not, they're only feeling that way because of the housing. It's not really how they feel, this, that, and the third. You are allowing this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this movement isn't as big as it is because of quote unquote far right alone. It would be idiotic for us to identify this movement as just a few idiots that are causing an uproar. There is a white supremacist movement happening across the board. There is a hatred movement happening that's been there. But now we are living in a time where people feel freer to express it. Of course, what do you expect when a racist man like Elon Musk owns X? And that's where all the racists can express themselves freely. We have now arrived at a place, I actually quite was looking forward to this place, where there are no more gray areas. And I'm saying to my Negroes, if you continue to allow your Irish mates to have a gray area and not radicalize your Irish mates, if you are to have any, you are creating and you are complicit and you are allowing for these situations to take place. Ireland needs to know that black people are not going to roll over at this time. We need to be putting more pressure on the Irish people about what we will not accept at this time. The only people I have seen having the most uproar, other than a few people I've been connected with, I mean a few African people I've been connected with, and some Irish as well, honestly, some Irish wonderful people who've been working with me, is the government, is the people within the Dáil who've been trying to discuss and trying to debunk and combat this far-right movement. But it really, really upsets me when us as Africans are not understanding what time it is. We need movements that are proactive in this hour, brothers and sisters. We need to match the energy. If we do not match the energy, we are allowing for situations like this to take place. The most thing that hurts me the most about the situation is that it was not even reported. There's nothing anywhere. Been trying to Google, been trying to find a headline on it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So many things are happening day after day in this country. And we cannot even talk about the violent moments, although now everyone is at risk of a violent moment. But also, your workmate, your manager, a school teacher, different people within Irish society are having a corrupt perspective on the migration situation happening within the country. This is why I try to educate people where and why, where the money comes from within this country to start with. This is why I educate us, brothers and sisters, so you know, so you can empower yourself. There's an idea that you have no right, so you must take the bare minimum. You need to know firstly how much you contribute to this country. Africans contribute. We take the jobs that nobody else wants to take. On top of that, neocolonialism means that European Union take natural resources from Africa and exploit them from contracts that really were set in place from a faulty independence the Africans got and gained. This wealth is accumulated raw minerals, raw materials, gas, oil, uranium, cobalt, coltan, long list of minerals that are used within the European Union. Cocoa, I can go on. And you need to understand that the destabilization of African countries is something that the European Union have not played any good role in. And unless you understand this, you continue to be a beggar within Ireland. And lastly, the history. In my next video, I will venture into the history more, and I will try to pump the information of the Irish involvement in slavery, Irish involvement in colonization.